What's going on, everyone? My name's AJ, and today we're going to be reviewing the Nike Air Force 1 07 Craft. I just wanted to thank two of my viewers who watched the Air Force 1 tumbled leather triple white video that I did. And Isaiah said, what's the difference between these and the Crafts? Crafts go for $125 too. And then there was also another comment from Sebastian C. He said, would you recommend these over the $120 Craft version Air Force 1s? And 100. Keep up the content. I got you, bro. Shout out to those two, Isaiah and Sebastian, for leaving a comment and giving a recommendation on something I should review. So this shoe in specific retails for $120, and I'm gonna go through some of the pros, some of the cons, and if you guys should buy it. So these shoes come in a black Air Force 1 box, which is a little different than the gray Air Force 1 box. And on the top of the box, we have the Nike Air, and it has the swoosh logo. And right below it, it just says Air Force 1. Really cool. It's in this silver foil type of material. Got these from End Clothing for just under $110 for a sale. I got these in a size 10, and the box label says Air Force 1 07 Craft, and the colorway is white/white-summit white. As we open the box, it has the premium Star Air Force 1 tissue paper. And what I found interesting with this tissue paper is that if you look really closely, it has a print on the tissue paper, but the print has a few stars and it says established 1982, which is really interesting because I've never seen that on the tissue paper, or maybe I've never looked that hard. It's continued right here on the front of the box on the right side. Kind of a small detail, but I thought it was really cool. This pair comes with no extra laces in specific. It comes with the higher end, more luxurious laces compared to a typical Air Force 1. And the anglets on these, the lace tips, are metal. As far as the upper goes, there's tumbled leather throughout. I think it's a really nice touch. It looks super buttery on camera and in pictures, but in real life it also feels super buttery. Back heel tab has some brushed suede in a vast gray. And right below that, we have a cutout of the tumbled leather with the swoosh logo and the Air Force 1 font. And typically on an Air Force 1, you would see that copy right here on the back heel tab. But in this case, they wanted to make it seem a little more craft. So in this case, the suede is here on the back heel tab, and right below it is that detail. And at first I looked at the lace lock and it has a Nike swoosh logo, but it also says AF1, but it looks gray at first, but it's actually a pretty nice iridescent silver, and it has gray copy on there. And that swoosh logo and Air Force 1 messaging is continued not only like we said on the back earlier, but also on the white insole on the inside. And additionally, it is also continued on the tongue, where this has the swoosh, the Air Force 1, then it says AF, and then the 1 looks a little different. It's just like a really big 1 numeral. As far as the materials and everything as a whole, I would say that this craft version of the Air Force 1 compared to the standard version definitely has a lot more cushioning in the tongue, and I don't know, I would say equally as much cushioning in the insole. There's something about the craft in this that makes me feel like it's more comfortable. As far as the fit goes, these fit pretty true to size. I got these in a size 10, and I would probably suggest if you have a wider feet, you definitely can size up a half a size or even a full size, but generally for a majority of people, I would recommend just going true to size with these shoes. I wore these with my favorite pair of Toronto Raptors shorts, a pair of black Nike socks, and just with the shoes itself, it's a super clean shoe. You could wear them with shorts, and like I say in almost every single video that I do that's Air Force 1 related, these are super easy to wear. You can wear them with jeans, shorts, pants, joggers, whatever you want. Kilt if you want, however you want to rock it. Just do it. Cut me the check, Nike. All right, so now into the pros. My first pro is that the quality on these are really premium. I know that they have an up price of $30. These cost $120 compared to the typical Air Force 1, which is only $90. But I definitely think that the premium quality in these justify the value and price for what you're paying for. There's some really soft padding on the inside of the shoe, but also on the tongue. And that kind of further justifies the $30 upcharge along with the other premium materials. That goes along with my other pro, which is that these are really comfortable. I say that with a lot of Air Force 1s, but these in specific are a relatively comfortable Air Force 1 compared to some more premium Air Force 1s that I've reviewed. And my last pro is that these have a really subtle and timeless look to it. It looks like it's a little more worn in and a little more vintage looking. So I can definitely see this shoe aging a lot better than the standard Air Force 1, as the tumbled leather on this, and the back heel tab has a really vintage feel to it, almost like the Jordan 1 neutral gray that I reviewed. I definitely like this shoe a lot. I kind of like both equally, the regular Air Force One and also this premium craft Air Force One. And I only had a few cons. My first con was that if you can't afford the $30 upcharge, these won't really add that much value compared to the typical Air Force One. So like I said, some of those premium materials don't really mean that much to some people. And if that's the case, then just go with the $90 typical regular Air Force One. And another con is that these are quite different. So it depends on your personal taste. I personally, like I said earlier, don't have a preference between these and the regular. It's easy for me to say because I kind of have both, but these have a lot more of a warm, worn-in look because it does have a tumbled leather upper and a lot of the premium details that we discussed, compared to the other Air Force One, which looks a lot it looks contained, like, hey, don't let me in. Locked up, Akon, don't let me out. I'm just kidding, but it definitely looks a lot different, even though they're literally the same shoe and same silhouette with just some minor detail changes. So those were my only two cons. It's a little bit more expensive and you may not like this version compared to the regular Air Force One. Overall, I would say that the Nike Air Force One 07 Craft is a premium take on the original version, which is a lot more cozy, worn in, and a little bit less structured. It's a little bit different than the more put together, stiff leather, structured look that the original Air Force One has, but it's really up to you as far as your preference goes. I personally like these and the other ones a lot, but I recommend both, and especially these craft versions if you have the regular already. These are still available on Nike Direct for $120. I'll definitely check them out if you get a chance to. Still available in a lot of sizes, full size run going on. Leave a comment below. Which one do you guys like better? These craft cheese, the 120 craft versions or the $90 regular versions? Once again, my name's AJ. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, or even notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let go. Peace. Yeah.